hip stretching exercises. We're going to stretch the hip abductors, those muscles on the outside of the hips, the ones that lift your legs out to the side. Okay, we're going to stretch those in two positions. I'm going to do a standing and then I'm going to do a sideline. These are a little hard to stretch on your own, so this is what the two that I find to stretch the best. The first one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my right leg, cross it over the left, and you'll notice that my foot, I just roll it out to the outside of my foot there just to hold it. I'm still bearing most of my weight on the left foot, so don't think I'm putting too much weight on that right foot and injuring it. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I have something in my left hand. I'm going to place it out as far as I can to the side. If you need to, you can hold on to the wall, a door, whatever you have at home or wherever you're at. We're going to take that right arm. So I'm going to stretch the abductors of the right hip. I'm going to take that right arm and I'm going to lean over to the left first as far as I can. Okay? So we're stretching out that entire right side, but we want to focus on the hip. So now the next thing we're going to do is, since I put this here to hold on to, I'm going to push that hip as I'm leaning to the left. I'm going to push that right hip out to the side even more. And as I push that hip and kind of balance on the left foot and this little item over here that I'm balancing on, I'll feel more of a stretch into the outside, the top of that pelvic or hip region, okay? Once you feel that stretch, you can hold that again for a count of 30 seconds or 5 nice, long, slow, deep breaths. So, option number 2, if you don't get much stretch with that, I'm going to go ahead and take that same roll that I used to balance with. I'm going to place it on the floor. You may want a pillow under your hip for this so the hip you're lying on doesn't get bruised from laying on the floor. Now I'm going to stretch the abductors on the left hip. I'm going to pull that roll up until it is just above my knee. You don't want it below the knee because you don't want to injure it. I'm going to turn onto my side. This right leg can just rest wherever you want it to be. I prefer it to kind of be in the front for this stretch. So this leg, straighten that left leg. Remember, the roll is just above the knee. And what you're going to do is come up on your elbow first. And I already feel a stretch going down the outside of that left hip and in the left side as well. And I'm going to hold that position for a count of 30 seconds or 5 nice, long, slow, deep breaths. If you want more of a stretch, you can try to go ahead and come up on the hand as I lift my body up. That's as much stretch as I'm going to get. And again, those are two options for stretching the hip abductors.